And this one has been highly requested. Things I learned with my first business, Greedy Vegan, that I won't be taking forward into my current business and brand, Healthy Habits. If you start a business, if you're a founder, you have a real opportunity to kind of do lifestyle design. And it's just like, remember your vision, have it really, really clear. This is Catch-Ups in My Kitchen, the catch-up you need every week in order to look, feel, and be the best version of yourself. Join me in my kitchen every week as I speak to a new guest about all things food, health, and wellness. Whether it's a specialist in their field, an inspiring story, or just a big girly catch-up full of all the recommendations, tips, and advice. In my kitchen, we talk about it all. Hey guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Catch-Ups in My Kitchen with me, Georgia Simmons, host of the podcast. In my kitchen this week, it is just me, back with another solo episode, and this one has been highly requested as we talk all things business. Things I learned with my first business, Greedy Vegan, that I won't be taking forward into my current business and brand, Healthy Habits. So to start things off, I thought I'd give a little backstory on what Greedy Vegan was, and if you don't know, what Healthy Habits is. So pre-podcast, I launched Greedy Vegan, which was a plant-based delivery service. I turned plant-based and realized that there were so many amazing products on the market, but they were so inaccessible. So my aim was to make them more accessible by giving these plant-based boxes, kind of think it like a plant-based deli service. And you could have breakfast boxes, you can have weekend or barbecue boxes, snack boxes. The concept was really, really great, but like the logistics side of things was a nightmare. I was doing it all from my flat. It was just me. It was a lot, but my whole ethos was like, you don't have to be vegan to eat vegan food. And my aim was to try and like encourage people to cut back where they could with delicious alternatives that weren't highly processed. And my kind of mission was finding these delicious products, sourcing them, and then kind of making them available from one place. So that was Greedy Vegan. And I kind of went to offices and I was doing office bags and office bundles. It was kind of D2C, tried to do a B2B model. I did it for about 3 years. And in that 3 years, I also launched the podcast. So then when I closed that, I had a bit of time in between. And now I've launched Healthy Habits. Now, Healthy Habits has been something that I've had for a very long time, as in the brand. And I did another solo episode talking about kind of the history of the brand. But we are a wellness brand and we're making functional wellness products more modern and aesthetic. So we're starting with mouth tape. If you don't know, get to know. Mouth tape is really, really hot at the moment, and for good reason. There's so many benefits to it, which we'll touch on. But I have taken so many lessons from Greedy Vegan that I will be doing differently with Healthy Habits. So in this episode, we are going to unpick this. A lot of them can be implied like with normal working life and also personal life, to be honest. So if you aren't an entrepreneur and you're just working for another company, or you haven't even got a job yet, or this can be applied to just so many different things. So hopefully these 6 lessons will be useful. So number 1 was detaching my personality from the brand. So Healthy Habits is an extension of me, but it's not me, whereas Greedy Vegan was me. I felt so attached to the brand, and I still do with Healthy Habits, but in a very different way. So with Greedy Vegan, the whole page was very me. It kind of felt like a bit of a blog. I was walking around with the Greedy Vegan cap on, which I had to do as I was the only person in the business, and still am with Healthy Habits. But if something was going bad with Greedy Vegan, it was going bad with me too. And I felt really, really like too connected to it. Whereas with Healthy Habits, it's a business that I'm working on and it's not me. It's got its own personality. And I think that's so important because Healthy Habits can have its ups and its downs. So like up is Grace Beverly started using my product. Huge up, which I still can't get over. Down is that I'm trying to have retail meetings at the moment and get it into new stockists, and some are going better than others, but sometimes you get turned away and they give you feedback that you might not want. So with the ups and the downs, if I was also riding the ups and downs with Healthy Habits, then I wouldn't be able to pick up the business when it needs me. And like healthy habits can have down days, but that doesn't mean that I have to then have a down day. So detaching yourself, I think, is really, really important because you have to be able to look on the business with a different and fresh perspective. And with Greedy Vegan, I was so entwined with that business that I think like I remember wanting to suddenly start adding more animal products in, and I couldn't because I was Greedy Vegan, which was maybe like a separate thing altogether, but I was so attached. And I think having healthy habits have its own personality is really, really important. Second to that is treating the business at the age that it is. This was huge. So with Greedy Vegan, I was like with a new HelloFresh. So I'd be competing and comparing myself to HelloFresh, which was like, I don't know, 8 years older than me. It's like comparing a newborn to an 8-year-old and being like, why can't my newborn read? It's like, because it's just been born and it hasn't learned yet. So healthy habits, I'm like, treat it the age that it is. Like you're nurturing it. It's a baby. Like it's got to kind of walk before it can run. So that was a huge one. With Greedy Vegan, I was like, running and sprinting before I could walk. I was like, let's do office bags. Like, let's try and like facilitate a B2B model. I hadn't even got the kind of D2C model up and running yet. And I was just like throwing everything at it. But you kind of have to be a bit patient and be like, okay, healthy habits is brand new on the scene. Let's nurture it and treat it accordingly. Like, let it find its feet. Let's grow organically. And don't get me wrong, you can do things and feed your baby things to help it grow quicker. But yeah, kind of being patient and taking the time and not comparing myself to brands that I look up to. Like you can have role models, and I have so many role models, and like I can't wait to kind of get to their stage. But like, I'm not at their stage yet, and I need to kind of remember that. And that's quite good for the business because you can like work on things at the right stage for it, and then they can do better. And also it's quite good for you as a person because you're just like, hold on, I shouldn't be getting down and putting pressure on myself here. We are new, we're 3 months old. Let's kind of like take that into consideration. And I think that's the case in everything in life. Like sometimes if you're in a new relationship, you could be comparing your relationship to someone who's engaged, and you're like, well, hold on, they're at a very different stage to us. So I think that's quite like an interesting concept altogether. And when you start a new job, like your relationship with that job is brand new, so you should treat that kind of accordingly, rather than always kind of comparing yourself to things that have been in the process or in the moment for longer. So that's a big one. Like me trying to compare Greedy Vegan to HelloFresh is kind of laughable. I'm like, no. Like we are brand new on the scene. And with that, you have to introduce people to it with that in mind. Like they have no backstory. They don't know the history of healthy habits. So you have to educate them and teach them and like bring them up accordingly, rather than just being like, this is who we are, and like being aggressive. And also I use the royal we a lot. But yeah, me and the team at Greedy Vegan, there's no team at Healthy Habits. It's just me. So I kind of use I a bit more because like, own the fact that you're a solo founder, own the fact that you're doing it all by yourself. And I used to always think that if I use team and we more, people would take me seriously. But actually you're ending up just kind of setting yourself up for failure because everyone expected this whole team and it was just you. So yeah, that was a big one for me. Okay, the next one is, I like this, setting up the foundations for the lifestyle that you want to live. So if you start a business, if you're a founder, you have a real opportunity to kind of do lifestyle design. I talk about this all the time. Like you have the opportunity to create the working environment, not the work-life balance, because there definitely isn't one when you're a founder, but to create the working environment and to create the lifestyle that you want. So with Greedy Vegan, I set this up for failure. I ran everything from my flat. I was packing boxes and doing everything from home. And don't get me wrong, you have to do a lot yourself to start with. But like, that was not scalable. I couldn't scale by doing everything. Like stocking everything. I had a fridge on my balcony. I was doing stock rotation. That's not my forte. That's not what I was good at. I was good at finding the brands. I was good at the marketing. I was good at like teaching people online about what these products were and how to cook with them and recipes and recipe creation. That was where I was good, what I was good at. The whole operations was not my forte. So with Healthy Habits, the one thing I have invested in is a kind of 3PL packing logistics company and warehouse where Healthy Habits is not stocked with me, and it doesn't get posted from me. And that is a cost that I have been really, really keen on spending. I want to spend on that because I want to be able to take the podcast abroad or go away and be pushing healthy habits for orders to come in and for them to be done and processed without it being me. And I think that's really, really important, like to get those foundations in place so that, I'm taking on a lot of myself. For example, meta ads. I could outsource that, but at the moment I'm learning myself and trying to do it myself because I want to save on the kind of ad agency and ad fees that way. But the kind of logistics side, I was like, no, that is a cost that I want to spend because I know those foundations are then set in place. So let's say we have another moment where another kind of influencer showcases healthy habits or shares it. We can be prepared for orders and we're in a good kind of solid position. So lifestyle design when it comes to a company and doing your own thing is huge. Don't create or set yourself up to fail. Don't create a business where you hate the operating hours or you hate doing certain things. You're not going to love everything, but like I hated packing boxes and that was my job. Like Greedy Vegan was a delivery service and the product you received was a box that I had to pack. Whereas Healthy Habits is so much more than, like the product I designed, the concept behind the product I'm obsessed with, the new products we have coming I'm obsessed with. Like I love and live and breathe the whole business and ethos, and the foundations that we are built on is now a lot more solid, and the lifestyle design has happened. And so I can now go away to have my little holiday or take the podcast abroad, knowing that Healthy Habits will be able to run and orders will be able to be fulfilled without me being there, which I think is important. Okay, the next one is not saying yes to everything. This is huge. Obviously, this is also personal life as well, but I think I had to take the flattery away. So you get people being like, hey, we'd love to collaborate, and hey, we'd love to gift, can you gift for our event, or all these things, which are all potentially amazing opportunities, but you can't say yes to everything and not every opportunity is going to be right. And I remember with Greedy Vegan, I was so flattered by so many things. Like, oh my God, yes, yep, we'll do that. Yep, we can do that. And oh, I'd love to collaborate here and this giveaway and that. And no, you've got to remember and think about the added value. Like, what is the return on saying yes to this? What do I want to gain from this? And again, this can be taken into a personal situation. If you're invited somewhere or invited to do something or have an opportunity, think back and be like, okay, take the flattery away. What do I want from this? What am I going to gain? And gain sounds bad that you're using it, but they're using you too. It's a two-way relationship and deal here. So I always have to think about, what do I want from this? Will I be getting it from this? Is this worth my time? And the value and the return doesn't even have to be monetary. It can be exposure, it can be opportunity, it can be a mixture of different things really. But knowing what you want to get back is really important, and then measuring that. And maybe you're like, okay, I'll say yes this time, see what happens, measure the success of it. If it works, we'll do it again. If it doesn't, we won't. And being a lot more kind of structured and disciplined on what we say yes to. And kind of with that as well, it's kind of like really remembering your why. It's like, with Greedy Vegan, my why was a bit lost. With Healthy Habits, I know what my why is. Our why is to make people the healthiest and happiest versions of themselves. And that is through providing them products which will enable them to stick to their habits. And those habits are wellness related, which will make you feel better and will make you feel good. Like my why and my vision for Healthy Habits is so, so strong. Whereas with Greedy Vegan, I was pivoting and twisting to please everyone. And you can't please everyone. You can't say yes to everything. So knowing your why is the other point. And it's just remember your vision, have it really, really clear. And I began to get lost. Am I converting people to be vegan here? No, I'm trying to enable the people to be vegan who aren't and getting them to make swaps as and where they can. But it got really clouded because I was just saying yes to everything. So knowing your why and your purpose is a huge one. And I can literally see where Healthy Habits is going. I have a full route and roadmap. I know our next product launches. I know how we're getting there. I know what to do next. And I do think that's really, really, really important because you can be pulled in so many different directions with different opportunities and people asking you different things. And it's all amazing and so exciting. And I think in London, we're in a world where like there's so much going on. There's events popping up, there's collaborations, there's influencers, there's so many opportunities. And you can kind of get, well, I know I did, really wrapped up in like the pace and the flattery. Like, oh, they want me here and oh, we can do that. And look how cool that looks. It could look cool for like 5 seconds on someone's feed, but is it returning you what you want it to return? So I'm being a lot stricter with healthy habits now because I know where we're going. I know how to get there. I know what's going to move the needle and what's not. And sometimes the things you really want to do because they're fun and flattering aren't always going to move the needle. So that was another one that I'm like, okay, really, really think twice before you say yes. What's my why? Am I going to get the return? Is it going to move the needle? If it's yes, then I say yes to the decision. If it's no, I have to be like, although I want to, it's not right for the business. And that goes back to like splitting the personality. Like if I was really flattered by it, I'd want to do it for me and my own like, oh, this is fun. But actually like, it's not fun for Healthy Habits who's now have to gift more of her product away and isn't getting anything back. That's not fun for her. For me, yeah, flattery, boost the ego, yay, fun. But like for Healthy Habits, no. So these are all kind of wrapping up into something similar. But yeah, removing the ego and personality out of the business is going to be a huge differentiator for me in like the success of Healthy Habits versus Greedy Vegan. Okay, so the other thing is do one thing really well. And like, this is hard for me. And she's sitting here saying that whilst trying to do a podcast and a business. And that's really hard. But what I mean is like, I have so many products that I want to launch under Healthy Habits. And I am so excited for all of them. And I just want the next one to come out now because I want to have more than one product. But I'm like, no, let's just do mouth tape really well. Let's educate. Let's tell people why it's so amazing, why it's going to benefit their sleep, why it's amazing for energy in the mornings, why you're literally transformed the next day. Let's really, really ham that home and like focus on growing the mouth tape product, getting it into the doors that I want it to get to, give it to the people that I want it to have, really push that and give that as much as a go as possible. Like nurture your firstborn before like popping out 10 more, you know? It's kind of like, let's just get the foundations in place. So yeah, I mean, that's a really hard one because like I said, I do have so many things I want to do with Healthy Habits, but I'm having to be really patient and like, let's just do one product well, let's get it going, and then we can move on to the rest. And like on that, I want to touch on like why I started with mouth tape and also why it's so amazing and I'm so obsessed with it. Also like be obsessed with your product. Like I got to the point where I was like, would I be my Greedy Vegan consumer? To be fair, I would have. And I loved having all the stock there. But like I am obsessed with mouth tape. I'm obsessed with the benefits. And I'm living and breathing building healthy habits, maintaining healthy habits, habit stacking. Mouth tape is the biggest habit stack ever. Not only are you sleeping better, but you feel more revived in the morning. People and ah about the whole jawline thing, but if you do sleep with your mouth open, you will be like not tightening your jawline muscles, so it is good for that. For oral health, like if you're a mouth breather, all the bacteria that's coming into your mouth, you lose all the moisture, so it like decays into your teeth. Also, removing all the moisture in your mouth whilst you sleep makes you dehydrated, so you wake up really thirsty, you're gasping for water. Everyone's like, how do I drink water with mouth tape? Number one, you can remove it, drink, and put it back on. But number two, you don't need water because you're hydrated, because your mouth is shut. So it's so interesting. And like, I am just obsessed with, as someone who used to not sleep very well and never prioritize sleep, I am now obsessed with sleep and sleep hygiene because I've noticed like the benefits of feeling so energized. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I could actually might not even need a coffee today. I just feel so energized, so fresh, bright-eyed, like fresh set of batteries, and I'm ready to go. And I genuinely know that's because of mouth tape. The way it makes me sleep is just so good. And it kind of like seals your routine off. You've done your teeth, you've done your skincare, you've got all your serums, your oils, your face masks, your lip balm, your eye cream, and then you kind of seal it with your mouth tape and go to bed and wake up and you just feel so good. So if you haven't tried it, this is your sign to try it. But no, honestly, I'm just completely obsessed. So being obsessed with your product is also super, super important. So that is my little, what I've learned from business 1 that I'm taking into business 2. I do think that a lot of these lessons I had to learn by failing the first time. And I just know that with Healthy Habits, I'm excited by it because there are legs on this product and this brand, and it feels different this time. But you have to go through the learnings. And I don't regret Greedy Vegan at all. There's nothing that I did that I regret, but I think it's really good to look back and be like, right, what can I take from this? So I'm being a lot more strict on myself, removing the ego, separating the brand from me, and just really honing into moving that needle step by step, focusing on that first product, getting it right, rather than just being like, oh my God, this is all so exciting and so amazing and I want to do it all, and like Greedy Vegan, it's all me and we're all entwined, and carnage. So being stricter, being more kind of controlled and acting with purpose with every kind of decision is where I'm now at with Healthy Habits. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. I'll add the link in the show notes. So I hope you liked my little solo episode talking all things business. Thank you guys so much for listening.